My name is Andrew Shea. I'm the Chief Technology Officer at FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. We provide many products in the sports and gaming industry for our customers. FanDuel actually started as a fantasy sports company. One of the things at FanDuel is that more and more states have been legalizing sports betting. So we've been on the scramble to, one, ensure that our technology platforms have been able to scale and support new state launches on day one. And so one of the areas in FanDuel is really about supporting the tech in a heavily regulated industry and working with the state regulations that are different. So, I mean, if we go from the genesis from when sports betting was legalized, we actually moved off of a lot of third-party and proprietary kind of hardware over to AWS. We actually saw about a 30 to 40% performance gain, as well as our ability to launch new states faster. We actually took it from about 16 weeks on average to as close to 1 to 2 weeks in the fastest occurrences. So we really did see a lot of gain in terms of our ability to launch quicker, our ability to support our customers on a faster, more reliable stack, and that's really been a big uplift for us. There's a lot of actions we took with AWS. One is in the cyclical season of our sports, we have to be prepared for the increased volume of all the states launching in new customers. And so before every single season or large events like the Super Bowl, we actually run through things like game day and performance testing. And so AWS plays a very critical role in our preparation, not only for the scale of our systems, but also helping us really understand how much capacity can our systems take to support the increased unpredictable number of audiences that may log in or potentially make a bet on our platforms. Our states actually dictate where and how we deploy our hardware. And so AWS has provided us a variety of options that really tailor to the best performance for how each state regulates, whether we use outpost technology, which really gives us the hardware in-state, or we go in-region. And so with that, we also have to have a lot of resiliency and disaster recovery and backup options. And so with those options, we have the ability to exploit technologies that AWS has brought, such as wavelengths and local zones. And so I think the variety of how we've been able to work with AWS to make sure each state has truly the scaling needs, but also the resilience. This past Super Bowl, for instance, we had over 12 million bets that actually were placed during the Super Bowl on Sunday. AWS was a big key to this in terms of allowing us to manage that, as well as having several thousands of logins per minute going on. So the key to our ability of having the scale of bursts during the Super Bowl event was really critical. FanDuel is taking a pretty nascent approach to Gen AI. We really feel optimistic about the benefits of it. We are actually looking internally first from an enterprise value. How do we help our employees increase productivity? How do we look at automation of areas that really took a lot of manual steps? And so we're partnered with AWS to explore some of the use cases that would really benefit our company. We're actually working with their Gen AI Innovation Center, as well as ProServe, which actually serve as really the key partners to our engineering teams to kind of explore these use cases and really dig in to say, how do we increase some of the functional use cases for our enterprise in general?